A body shop will charge you $300, $500, sometimes over $1,000 to fix a single scratch on your car. One scratch. Meanwhile, in Japan, people are removing those exact same scratches at home for less than $1. Not with some gimmick. Not with one of those viral TikTok hacks where someone rubs coconut oil on their bumper and pretends it worked. This is an actual method, rooted in decades of Japanese car care engineering, using real science, real products, and a philosophy that most Western drivers have never even heard of. And today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how it works, step by step, so you can do it yourself in your driveway this weekend. But first, you need to understand something that changes everything about how you think about scratches. Your car's paint is not one layer, it's 4 layers. You have the bare metal or plastic at the bottom, then primer on top of that, then your base coat, which is the actual color you see, and then the clear coat on top, which is the glossy protective shield. Most people do not realize this. The vast majority of scratches you see on your car, 80 to 90% of them, are only in that top clear coat layer. They have not even touched your actual paint. That is why they look white or silvery regardless of what color your car is. Light is just scattering off the damaged surface. The scratch is not deep. It is shallow, and that distinction matters because a clear coat scratch can be removed completely at home. A scratch that goes through to the base coat or primer is a different story. But here is the good news. Most of the scratches making your car look terrible right now are fixable. So how do you know what kind of scratch you are dealing with? The Japanese method starts with the fingernail test. Run your fingernail across the scratch, perpendicular to the line. If your nail does not catch, it is a surface-level clear coat scratch. If it catches slightly, you have a deeper clear coat scratch, but it is still fixable. If your nail drops into the groove like a pothole, that means it is into the paint or primer, and you will need a different approach. We will cover that too. For now, let us focus on the first 2 types, because that is where the Japanese method absolutely shines. Now, let me tell you why the Japanese are so obsessed with car care. This context matters. Japan has something called the Kaizen system. It is a mandatory vehicle inspection that every car owner in Japan must pass every 2 years. This is one of the most rigorous vehicle inspections in the world. They check your emissions, your suspension, your brakes, your alignment, your undercarriage for corrosion, your lights, and your exterior for illegal modifications. They inspect everything. If your car does not pass, you cannot legally drive it on public roads. Period. And here is the kicker. A typical Kaizen inspection costs between $800 and $1,600. Some owners spend even more once repairs are factored in. Because of this system, Japanese car owners have developed what is arguably the most meticulous car care culture on the planet. You will almost never see a dirty car on the streets of Tokyo. Weekly washing is standard. Many families incorporate car cleaning into their regular household routine the same way they would clean a bathroom or mop a floor. Taking care of your car is not optional in Japan. It is cultural and it is social. Your neighbors notice if your car looks neglected. This culture has spawned an entire industry of incredibly effective, affordable car care products that most of the Western world has never even heard of. Companies like Soft 99 have been manufacturing car care products in Japan since 1954. For over 70 years, they have focused on engineering specifically for the Japanese market, where car owners demand results and simplicity. Soft 99 makes a scratch removal wax that uses micro-abrasive particles to fill and polish out clear coat scratches. You apply it with a sponge in alternating vertical and horizontal strokes, let it haze, and wipe it off. The microparticles fill the scratch grooves while simultaneously polishing the surrounding clear coat to level the surface. One tin costs roughly $6 to $8 online and contains enough product to treat an entire car multiple times. When you break that down per scratch, you are looking at pennies, literally under $1 per repair. But here is where it gets even more interesting. The Japanese approach is not about one magic product. It is about a system, a philosophy. This is where the toothpaste method comes in, which started in Japanese do-it-yourself car care circles long before it showed up on Western social media. Toothpaste, specifically whitening toothpaste, contains mild abrasives like silica and calcium carbonate. These are the same types of abrasive compounds found in professional automotive polishing products, but at a much lower concentration. When you apply whitening toothpaste to a clear coat scratch using a damp microfiber cloth and rub in circular motions with moderate pressure, you are essentially doing a very gentle version of what a professional detailer does with a dual-action polisher and compound. You are microscopically leveling the edges of the scratch so light reflects evenly across the surface again, making the scratch invisible to the naked eye. And this actually works. Multiple controlled tests have confirmed it. One experiment used Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste, which has a relative dentin abrasivity rating of 107. RDA is a standardized scale that measures how abrasive a toothpaste is. Anything between 80 and 110 is considered moderately abrasive, which is ideal for car scratch removal. Too low, such as a gel toothpaste, and it will not do anything. Too high, and you risk damaging the clear coat further. But in that sweet spot, it works remarkably well for surface scratches. Clear coat scuffs that had been on a vehicle for over 2 years were almost completely eliminated with just a few minutes of work. Total cost, whatever a tube of toothpaste costs at the grocery store. We are talking well under $1 per application. Now let me walk you through the exact process, step by step, the way it is done in Japanese car care circles. First, wash the scratched area thoroughly with mild car shampoo or even dish soap and water. This is critical. If you start rubbing compound or toothpaste over a dirty surface, you are grinding dirt particles into the paint and creating new scratches. You are making it worse. The Japanese are fanatical about this step. Clean first, always. Use a microfiber cloth, not a regular rag, not a paper towel. Microfiber. Dry the area completely. Step 2. Apply your abrasive. If you are using toothpaste, squeeze a pea-sized amount onto a clean, slightly damp microfiber cloth. Never apply directly onto the scratch. Always onto the cloth first. If you are using a Japanese scratch removal compound like Soft 99's liquid compound or their Scratch Clear Wax, do the same. A small amount onto the applicator pad or cloth. Step 3. Rub the compound into the scratch using firm, circular motions for about 30 to 60 seconds. Do not go crazy with pressure. Think of it like a firm handshake, not an arm wrestling match. You are polishing, not sanding. Step 4. Wipe away the residue with a clean, damp cloth, then dry the area and inspect. If the scratch has faded but is still slightly visible, repeat the process once more. The Japanese rule is never repeat more than 3 times. If it is not gone after 3 passes, the scratch is deeper than the clear coat, and you need a different approach. Hey, if you are finding this useful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Step 5. And this is the step that most people skip, and it is arguably the most important one. Protect the repair. Once you have polished out the scratch, you have effectively thinned the clear coat in that area. It is still there, but it is thinner. If you do not seal it with wax or a sealant, you are leaving that spot vulnerable to ultraviolet damage, water spots, and new scratches. Japanese car owners apply a carnauba-based wax or a polymer sealant over the repaired area every single time. This fills in any remaining micro-imperfections and adds a protective layer that prevents future damage. A basic carnauba wax costs about $8 to $12 and lasts months. Again, per application, we are talking cents. But what about deeper scratches? The ones that catch your fingernail. the ones that have gone through the clear coat into the base color. This is where the Japanese touch-up paint approach comes in. In Japan, you can walk into any Autobacks or Yellow Hat Auto Supply store and find touch-up paint pens matched to virtually every factory color code for every car sold in the Japanese market. Soft 99 makes touch-up pens in over 300 specific color codes. You find your car's color code on the placard inside the driver's door jamb, buy the matching pen for $5 to $10, and apply it directly into the scratch. The key here is precision. You are not painting the surface, you are filling the groove. Apply thin layers. Let each layer dry for at least 30 minutes and build up until the paint is level with the surrounding surface. Then, once it is fully cured, usually 24 to 48 hours, come back with a toothpaste or polishing compound method to blend the edges and make the repair invisible. For the deepest scratches, the ones that expose bare metal or primer, Japanese car care culture adds one more step before the touch-up paint: a light wet sand. Using 2,000 to 3,000 grit sandpaper, which costs about $2 for a pack, soak it in water for 10 to 15 minutes. Then gently sand the scratch to remove any raised edges or loose paint chips. The water acts as a lubricant, preventing the sandpaper from digging in too aggressively. Sand for no more than 10 to 15 seconds at a time. Check your progress and stop as soon as the surface feels smooth. Then clean the area. Apply primer if the metal is exposed, follow with touch-up paint, let it cure, and finish with the polishing compound to blend everything together. Total cost for the entire repair: sandpaper at $2, primer at $5, touch-up paint at $8, and compound at $6. You are looking at about $20 for a repair that a body shop would charge $500 to $1,000 for. And if you already have most of these supplies on hand from previous repairs, the per scratch cost drops to virtually nothing. Now let me address the elephant in the room. You've probably seen dozens of viral videos claiming you can remove car scratches with WD-40's coconut oil, banana peels, or shoe polish. Let me be clear, those don't work. WD-40 temporarily fills the scratch with oil, making it less visible when wet, but it evaporates, and the scratch comes right back. Coconut oil does the exact same thing. It is a temporary optical illusion, not a repair. Banana peels? Come on. And shoe polish? It can actually stain your paint if you use the wrong color. The Japanese method works because it is based on actual abrasive science. You are physically altering the surface to eliminate the scratch, not just hiding it temporarily. That is the difference. Let us talk about prevention for a second, because the Japanese do not just fix scratches, they prevent them in the first place. In Japan, ceramic coating has become almost standard among car enthusiasts. Companies like Sencha, which operates over 800 shops across Japan, offer professional-grade ceramic coatings that create a hardened, glass-like layer over your paint. This layer is significantly more scratch-resistant than bare, clear coat. It also repels water, dirt, and ultraviolet damage. Professional ceramic coating in Japan costs anywhere from $200 to $800, depending on vehicle size. But consumer-grade do-it-yourself ceramic sprays from Japanese brands cost as little as $15 to $30 and can be applied at home in under an hour. They last 3 to 6 months per application and provide a genuine protective barrier. Compare that to a single scratch repair at a body shop, and the math becomes obvious. Another Japanese prevention method that is gaining traction worldwide is paint protection film, PPF. This is a transparent, self-healing urethane film applied to high-impact areas like the front bumper, hood, fenders, and mirrors. The film absorbs impacts from rock chips, road debris, and minor scrapes. And here is the wild part. When the film gets scratched, the urethane literally heals itself when exposed to heat from the sun or from warm water. Japanese PPF companies like Sumitomo 3M have been developing this technology for years. A full front-end PPF installation in Japan costs roughly $500 to $1,500, depending on coverage, and it lasts 5 to 10 years. Think about how many body shop visits that eliminates. Here's what it all comes down to. The average American spends over $1,200 per year on vehicle repairs and maintenance. A significant chunk of that goes to cosmetic fixes. Body shops know that scratches drive car owners crazy, and they price accordingly. A single panel repaint can run $400 to $800. Deep scratch repair starts at $500 and goes up from there. Meanwhile, a Japanese car owner armed with a $6 tin of soft 99 wax, a tube of whitening toothpaste, and a microfiber cloth can handle 90% of the scratches that show up on their vehicle for practically nothing. And they do it regularly. Every week, every wash, they are inspecting, treating, and protecting their paint. The secret isn't some revolutionary technology. It's discipline. It's the understanding that car care is preventative, not reactive. It's the philosophy that you fix the scratch when it's fresh, when it's small, when it's still just in the clear coat, before it turns into a rust spot, before it spreads, before it becomes a $1,000 body shop bill. That's the Japanese method. Not one product, not one trick. A system of care that treats every scratch as fixable, every surface as protectable, and every repair as affordable. So the next time you notice a scratch on your car, don't panic. Don't call the body shop. Don't search for some miracle spray on TikTok. Grab a tube of whitening toothpaste and a clean microfiber cloth. Run the fingernail test. If it does not catch, you can fix it yourself in 5 minutes for under $1. If it does catch, grab some 3000 grit sandpaper and a touch-up paint pen. Either way, you've got this. The Japanese figured it out decades ago. Now you know too. That's all for today. If you found this helpful, smash that like button. It genuinely helps the channel more than you think. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Drop a comment below if you have tried any of these methods. I would love to hear how it went. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.